Coming to you live above the Heineken River Deck here at Pier 17, the Seaport, New York City. Welcome back to Jalen and Jacoby. Jalen Rose. Not only are we back, Tom Brady's back. Sunday,
here's a story.
Took to social media
of a man named Brady.
Said he doesn't want to be in the stands. He wants to be on the field.
With 3 boys.
And he's coming back for his 23rd season with Tampa Bay. What are your expectations for this Tampa Bay Buccaneers
I want to ask you this.
Okay.
The number 40 has changed a lot in my life, from E40 water to 40 ounces to Tom Brady being in his 40s and being retired 40 days. And I must ask you, you're a great husband, a great dad.
Thanks.
What happened to Tom Brady when he decided that he wanted to be at home with the wife and kids 24/7?
He retired and he wanted to spend time with his family. And then he spent some time with his family and said, you know what? I kind of like going to work. That's how I feel. You spend enough time with the 3 kids, you realize that getting chased by 300-pound linemen isn't as bad as having to do all the meals and the snacks and the dressing.
Exactly. And in all seriousness, no, led the league in passing, led the league in touchdowns.
No reason to retire.
Has a great opportunity in Tampa Bay. They rolling out the red carpet for him, allowing them to make roster choices. I mean, I believe like the AB situation became a distraction for them last year. I also want to give the opponent credit because they just weren't the best team and they lost, and it's hard to be back-to-back champions in the NFL. But however, if they could try now with this timing to bring as many of their guys back as possible and add to where their shortcomings are, in particular, you want to bring back Fournette. Obviously, Gronk was balling. What's going to happen with Jarvis Landry? He ain't going to be in Cleveland anymore. Add him to the AB spot. But either way, having Tom Brady back is your anchor to now go for it, and I'm happy to see the goal return.
You made a great point. Led the league in passing. Doesn't sound like someone who should retire. If you led the league in scoring, would you retire the next year?
Hold on. You know what? I just heard something. Cha-ching, you hear that? Kirk Cousins got another contract.
Yep. Kirk Cousins got another.
He getting them checks, Kirk Cousins. You know what I'm saying?
For Kirk Cousins.
Exactly.
The NFC is wide open. The AFC is popular with a lot of good quarterbacks. The NFC, you got the Niners, you got the Packers, you got, the Rams, obviously, and you've got the Buccaneers and not much else. Wish Tom Brady the best, and it's always fun to have him in the league. It's always fun. It's better to have him on the field than in the stands.
No question.
And I'm so happy about that.
No question.
Moving on, Jalen Rose. Another future Hall of Famer who's doing it in the late stages of his career.
Doing it.
LeBron James and the Lakers. Of course, they got waxed by the Suns, but he became the only player in NBA history with over 30,000 points, 10,000 assists, and 10,000 rebounds.
I see that stat be used, and wow, like an all-time triple-double. Like literally, that's how I see that, like 10,000 points, rebounds, and assists. But isn't it attractive when you put 10,000 points? To me, it should say 30,000 points.
That's why I said 30,000.
You know what I mean? Like, it just don't look as attractive. But either way, it's a phenomenal feat. And it just shows to his all-time greatness, his versatility, his durability, his intellect, his ability to pass people open, anticipate rebounds, improve as a scorer. And the thing that has allowed a LeBron to be such a terrific scorer at disadvantaged age is that right there. His ability to shoot that 3 ball.
Yep.
That's been a game changer for him, no doubt
really
about
has.
it. So congratulations to the King. Continue to put on and show us great.
Do you know what it feels like to me? Feels like LeBron is looking around his team in the standings in the Western Conference and saying, you know what? This isn't going to be the year where I win another championship. But you know what? This is going to be the year what I do. I'm going to get some buckets. I'm going to try to lead the league in scoring. I'm going to try to catch Kareem. And I'm not going to take that many games off. I'm not going to shut it down. I'm going to play this out, and maybe we can make the playoffs. We will see. Jalen, some interesting events in tennis. Naomi Osaka had an incident in which she was heckled, and we'll play that for you and what she said to the crowd afterwards.
Younger opponents. I was super happy about that.
Well, Naomi Osaka, then after this incident of being heckled, she spoke to the crowd. She thanked the crowd, and she said that she remembers the Williams sisters being heckled as well. Now, she has famously been very upfront about her mental health issues. What do you think about this incident?
As a fan, I love her. And the thing I appreciate is her vulnerability to be so very young, to be so very talented, but yet tapped into your own emotions enough to share them with us. As somebody that was famous young, I had struggles with that. And as you see Venus and Serena's situation play out, I remember their dad, King Richard, protecting them in interviews. I remember somebody asking, Venus a question and she giving an answer, and the person doubling down on the question, and he like, didn't you just hear her answer? And so they got heckled. In particular, I believe Serena got heckled at Indian Wells, and that forced both of them, Venus and Serena, to not go to that tournament for over a decade. So she talked about it, and I saw her do the interview post-game live when it happened, actually. And she was talking about how she saw those YouTube videos going into this, and for some reason, it just innate in human nature. Whatever you take in sometimes is going to be a part of our psyche. And so she said she thought about that as she was then being heckled. And obviously, it hurt her feelings and it made her disappointing. So I'm rooting for her. When you're a public figure, when you're an athlete, you're going to get cheers from the crowd. You're going to get jeers from the crowd. But I like the way a gentleman who was talking about to her afterwards said, yeah, you did have one person heckling you, but you had 9,999 other people cheering for you.
And I also like
and
the
we're
fact
cheering for you
that
too.
she thanked the crowd as well, because she knows that was just one very vocal person. Jalen, we've still got a lot to discuss from this busy weekend in sports, and we'll do that. Welcome back to Jalen and Jacoby. Jalen, it is tournament time, and we are in the middle of the Tournament Challenge Marathon presented by WebEx. Download the Tournament Challenge app to fill out your brackets. We're going to do it too. Maybe there'll be a Jalen and Jacoby bracket. Jalen.
Hail to the victors.
There was a little concern.
No concern.
I was concerned. After Michigan got bounced in the Big Ten tournament, I said they might not even make the tournament. Now they are an 11 seed that no one wants to see, Mr. Rose.
The bottom line is get in, put on your dancing shoes, and anything can happen, baby. And we got veteran guard play with Jones, fifth-year senior transfer. We have Brooks, who's played more games in a Michigan uniform than anybody. We have Houston, our sniper three-point shooter. We have Hunter down low, the big fella. We got the freshman Diabaste. He's going to be dunking on people, hanging on the rim. We're going to be just fine. In Indianapolis, first game, I believe, is against Colorado State. Yep. You know what I'm saying? We're going to take each opponent one game at a time. I am not worried about my Wolverines. I'm anticipating a long run in this year's NCAA tournament.
Jalen.
What up?
Just before this segment, you said, I'm going to go to the game. There might only be one game for Michigan this year.
Stop it. Come on,
you
man.
said it yourself. You said the game.
One game at a time, dog. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at each weekend as two-game series. You want to play 3 2-game series. That's all we focused on. We locked in right now to the one game.
When it's March and I see the maize and blue on the hardwood, it just brings me back to when I first was exposed to Jalen Anthony Rose and the Fab Five, the most influential, recognizable college team of all time.
Thank you.
Do you ever just reminisce around this time of year?
I do, especially when I'm about to catch this off the rim and bang, bang!
Yeah!
Single street. You know what I mean? Ball head, black shoes, black socks, long shorts. Throw the lob or something.
Look at how slow
Runner,
you are.
floater, flow game. Flow game.
God, man, I love that team so much.
I love this time. One shiny moment.
Well, Jalen, I'll be rooting for the Wolverines. Just like I was rooting for the Wolverines when you were on the Wolverines.
Moment.
We'll be back tomorrow, ESPN 2 at 4 p.m.
One shiny moment.
You're watching